Team, welcome to QA Plus Manual Testing Live Training Day 2. Uh, Apart from the orientation session that Karthik and myself that we have done in the last week, we just had one session yesterday for talking about the basic approach that, if I go with the agenda that I just started putting up yesterday. So the agenda that we started yesterday was to understand the approach. I told you it's a practical approach on a project work that we're going to start it. Then I kind of showed you what are the fundamental videos that you have to watch for the concepts simultaneously along with these live trainings. Basically, once you're done with the live training for 1 hour, you should spend another 1 hour in watching those videos to get the fundamentals of QA. And then we kind of introduced one of the application yesterday, which I'm going to start it again today. Basically the Howley.in application. I'll be start building upon that. What exactly pending from yesterday's agenda, or in fact today's main agenda, is to start with the testing of it. Okay, so before that, just one more question, I think. One more question from Deepthi. All these webinars are free for the non-members? No. In fact, today is just the only free one, and from the next one onwards, the access will be not given to the folks who, I mean, basically who will take the membership, they will get an access for the next meetings. Okay, I learned watching these free videos regarding test cases, test data, test plans, results, how it goes step by step. Okay, that's fine. It was on Pinterest application. Okay, probably Karthik might have explained. So that's the whole idea. See, if you become a member, there are some videos Karthik has done it. There are some videos that I'm going to do it right for you. Now you have two sets of folks coming from Diversity 5 experience, but the same industry. Karthik has about 15 plus years of experience. I have about 13 years of experience. And he has seen different domains of the applications. I have seen different domains of the application. So he has done the course for you. I mean, for the previous sessions where the recordings will be available for you, and I'm doing for you guys as a live training. So recordings will be available for you. So it's a mutual benefit for you. Basically, you will get to hear from two different diversified, experienced trainers. That's the whole idea. Yeah, that was on a Pinterest application, correct. Okay, so with the agenda set, let's get started with the application. So I've kind of introduced you one of the web application or a web platform yesterday. It just loaded. The URL is howley.in. So what is this project is all about? So let's get build upon the document that we would like to share. So the project name basically is the howley.in. What is the objective? So typically you will find these details in your requirements document. The project manager or the PM will prepare the requirements document, and that requirement documents will typically talk about what is the project is all about, who are our customers, who are the different users can use this application, etc., etc. So the objective of this project is to provide a web platform, basically a web platform for you know for sharing the videos of different categories like related to animals, funny, cute, right? So etc., which can be exchanged on social networking sites like Facebook, Twitter, etc. We are not there yet for the sharing of them, but it has certain platform which is a kind of ongoing thing. Of course, you can share it on WhatsApp as well. So that's one thing that sorry, that we can just add it, because whatever is there, I think that is the main thing at least. So on WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, etc. That's the main idea. The basic idea is to provide a platform, okay, a web platform. That too, a web platform where people can access over internet from anywhere in the world, and uploading of these videos, and they can share it with their colleagues, friends, who are the purpose of social networking, you know, much better than anybody else, right? So now this is the objective of the project. So who are basically the users who are going to use this particular system? All this will be, I'm kind of building it on a requirements kind of a document, so it will be much more detailed, but to understand what we need on top of it to build the scenarios and everything, I'm just writing this. So what kind of users you will have? Let's say you may find two types of users here, two types of users, like an administrator and a normal user. Okay, what administrator can do is administrator can upload the videos for different categories. So what he can do is that he will have an extra privileged access where he can go and upload the videos. So that is an administrator can do. What about normal user? The normal user can, you can explore that website. It's already there on the internet. uh, Probably post the session, you can just go to holy.in and figure it out, what is administrator, what is normal user. You just register yourself, you get to see the difference. For folks who log in as an administrator, you will get a separate administrator window from which you can upload the videos and all that. Of course, our development team sitting in India Development Center, Hyderabad, they will be keep on watching it, who are the new members adding. And if you are part of these sessions, and you know, if you're there, they will allow you to become an administrator. Otherwise they generally reject that permission for the administration. You will get to know all that if you just explore. So normal user can watch any video of any category, right? That's one thing. And like the videos, there is a like button, you can like those videos, you can comment on the videos. This is what a normal user can typically do. And they can also search the videos from a big list of different categories. Okay, let us assume this is the main thing that two types of users can do. All good so far? Any questions in terms of the requirement that I'm trying to build here? That's the project name, that's the objective of it, and what type of users, what type of activities that they can do. This is the prime objective of this application, and the two types of users. Okay, let us consider this as what is the current status of this project. Let's say version 1 is already live. That's where I'm saying you all can go. You can access it from your home, www.live.in, the holy.in, and you will be able to see that it's already live a few months back. Okay, live few months back. I don't remember the exact date and month, but it's live few months back. It is in maintenance. Okay, what is meant by maintenance? Like I told you, project is already gone live, and since if you have regular customers, post live there might be a free maintenance for about 6 weeks or 8 weeks or 3 months, depending on the client and the customer, the relationship between the company and the client. But otherwise, after the free period is over, any change, any extra enhancement that the customer is looking for is charged by the company, and that will go through all the changes. So I would say it is in maintenance, and the warranty period is over. Okay, warranty period is completed, I would say. So when I say warranty period is completed, the free fixing of the issues that customer will face is completed. So from now onwards, any change that will come, we will be charging for that particular change, and that will go through all the different phases that I have explained in the last class, the yesterday's session, that it will go through different phases like It will go through the requirement analysis, will properly understand what customer is asking for the new change. It will go through different designs of, high level and low level design by the designing team or architecting team. It will go through the coding phase where the developers will write the coding and test team will be writing the test cases. And then it will go through the testing phase where people will execute those test cases that are prepared. It could be functional testing, non-functional testing, like performance, load. It's a web application, and we have to test it for load, how many users can simultaneously access. If you observe it is picking up slow or behaving slow, we have to fix it. So it will go through that testing phase, and if you find any defects as part of the testing, you will be logging those defects, and the development team will be fixing them again. You will be retesting it. There is a specific term called regression testing for that. You'll come to know as we move. So we'll talk about regression testing. So we'll do the regression testing, and finally when you think the changes what customer is has asked, whatever we have been implemented is successfully done, no more issues, it is up to the quality from the testing team side, we will sign off, then it will go to the customers will do the acceptance testing on that, and if they sign off, we'll implement them on the live. Typically it happens with respect to any project that you day in day out you use, like banking applications that you do, or the e-commerce applications that you use in your application, in your day-to-day life, like Amazon, eBay, whatever. Same thing happens. Okay, now what is the new change? Let's say, so we have got some change requests. So whenever you get some change requests, we call it as change. Whenever a customer is asking for a change on the application, we call it as a change requests, or you can call it as software change requests. Okay, typically we call it as change requests or software change requests. So we have got some new requests. Let's assume, what are the changes? So the first thing is that add, probably the changes that we have got, it is like add to, add to new categories of videos to the Howley.n, and they should be named as something like, they should be named as, let's say one is funny. What we have thought of yesterday was something different. Let me just look at it. One is cat, yeah, animals and funny, right? So let's say that one is animals and the other one is funny. Okay, these are the two new categories that we wanted to build up. So that is a new change or new addition to the existing categories of videos. That's what the customers are asking for. Okay, now this is a change. That's all. So in today's world of agile, you are going to do small things in short cycles. Previously, customer might come back and then say, I want 20 categories to be added to my project, but adding 20 categories might take 6 months of time, 3 months of time. It's a huge project. But in today's world of agile, what is most important to the customer? What is most important today? Let's say uh, they wanted to add one, entire world is thinking about, let's say, some adventures or anything. So hot topic is about adventures. So we wanted to add a category called adventure, because if you don't add now, if you add it 3 months down the line, we don't know where the world is looking for, what they are looking for. So adding adventures may not help, let's say, for example. That kind of in situation, adding 20 categories will take 6 months of time, and we don't know what is the interest of the folks. So what we need to the current people at this current situation, we need to add that first. Let's say for now we wanted to think these are the two hot topics, animals and the funny. So we wanted to go ahead with these as soon as possible, maybe in 15 days from now, 20 days from now, we wanted to implement these two. So we try to do it in short cycles. Okay, where the short cycles could be like 4 weeks. Within the 4 weeks, we wanted to complete all the things: requirements, design, coding, testing, everything. Okay, Deepti is saying can't hear you. Is it the case with other folks, guys? If not, she has to sign out and sign in. Probably that will help. Rest of the folks can hear me, guys, right? So you can hear me fine. I'll do one thing. I'll just let her know. How can I let her know is I can type Deepthi, please sign out and sign in. Okay, that will help. Okay, so these are the just two categories that we wanted to do, adding two new categories. We wanted to do it in a 4 weeks of time with complete activities of requirements, design, coding, testing, and everything. So this is a change. So, and you are a test engineer for that, as we started looking at, let's say this is your first job in that project. So now you're, let's say if you yesterday if you are just given the project without any documents, you will be in a very difficult situation. You don't understand what to test and all. Probably over a discussion with your project manager, discussion of with your test lead, you came to know certain things. He said, sorry, I don't have documents on that, but I can tell you this is the objective of this project, and I know there are two types of users. He gave you some idea, little bit of idea like this, and he told you, as far as I know, V1 is already in live, and what we are doing is some kind of a maintenance. And I came to know recently with the discussions from the client, this is the change that is expected. So now you know a little bit of what to test, right? So on top of that, what you do, so this is the requirement, two new categories to be added called animals and funny. The in scope for you to test, okay, very important, very, very important. You will not be testing the entire features of the application. You don't have that much time, because if you want to test that entire Howley.in application, you might need 2 months of time, 3 months of time, I don't know, if you are the single tester. But you need to be very focused on what is in scope for your project. So in scope for this release is only these two categories. All other things are already tested. For example, it could be advertisement, it could be animation, it could be automobiles. I'm not going to care about them. I'll do a high level check on them, but if some defect is coming from that, I'm not kind of responsible for that. Or I would say that's not a right word to use it. But the expectation is that from the development team, that we are expecting is that they are not going to touch them. But if the underlying framework is common, development team should notify us, hey, even though we are adding only two new categories, but we are using the same framework as it is used by animation and automobiles. So please do a basic check on them also, because they may be getting impacted. So you will come to know with the discussions with the development team and the technical team. Okay, but as a black box test engineer, for you just to need to test the animals and the funny category, that's all. You're not really bothering much about other things unless you do some basic impact check on that. Okay, that is your scope. Out of scope, all other categories are out of scope for you. Okay, let's try to write the test scenarios. Okay, we'll write it here rather than writing there. Okay, what are all the things that you are going to test in that cases? Can anyone say what we need to? You just keep on giving the ideas, and then I'll tell you whether it is really required, not required. I'll be telling them. So let's take the first one is about uh, here. I would say this is of category what we wanted to test, and this is about test scenario. Okay, what is a test scenario? Typically, before even test scenario, think of something called user scenario. Okay, think of something called user scenario. What is a user scenario? If we give this system to the user, okay, if we give this system to the user, what basically I'm talking about from this project, these two changes, after implementing these changes, if we give it to our users, what they will do with these new features. Okay, suppose I'm a user. Okay, what am I going to do in this system? I will come to howley.in. Probably I'll log in with my credentials. There is a login option. I log in with my credentials. That is already tested. I'm not going to worry about that. There are two different scenarios will come, right? One, admin, non-admin. If I'm an admin, if I go to animals, animal section, I should have a way to upload the videos. Okay, if I'm an admin, I should be able to upload the videos into the animal section. If I'm a normal user, I should be just clicking on this animals, and I should be able to see the existing videos on the animals category, and I can just click on any of the video and play that particular video in whatever the player that I have it on my local system. If I like it, probably I will go click on the like button if it is there. And yeah, and for example, I came to know about some video name. I'll simply go here to the search button, and then I can just click on that search button, let's say. So those kind of things typically a user can do. And the scenarios which user is doing, we call it as user scenarios. Okay. So is that definition of user scenario clear? Typically what a user can do on the system, different things that what user can do on the system, we call it as user scenario. Based on these user scenarios, the testing team will write what to test, how to test those scenarios. That is called test scenario. Okay. What a user can do, that is user scenario, and what tester can do. Okay, so what user can do is of user scenario, and typically what tester is going to perform to test that. Of course, on what basis you are going to write? You're going to write it on basis of the requirements of the project. You're going to write on the basis of different users, how they can consume the system, how they can use it. You're going to write the scenario. So can anybody tell me the different scenarios, what you think of from the categories of, let's say, animals, what they can do? In the category of animals, what they can do, for example, what kind of scenarios that you can think. Let's just make it as an interactive, and I'll tell you if you're not right. If that scenario may not be required, I will be telling you, but just give me an idea. Sonal saying types. What types? What is, for example, types of animals or kinds of that animals? Okay, no, we are not really giving a requirement that what video should be playing there. That is not the scope of this project. It is something like animal doing some trick or animal not doing something. No, that is not our scope at all. What video will be placed in there, we are not talking about the content of the video. The question is, if you are a user of howly.in and you are interested in animals videos, what you exactly do there? That's the whole idea. That's the whole question. As a user, what do you go and do perform there? You go to the home page. Okay, Ashwin is saying fine, fine. Upload a video. If you're an administrator, what will you do? You found some interesting video offline which is not there in the howly.in, and you are the administrator of the howly.in. You wanted to place it there so that your friends can watch it, right? So uploading, you will do it. That's absolutely fine. Okay, administrator. So what I'm saying is administrator can log in. I'm writing the scenario howly.in and upload a video. So do you think that that can be done by an administrator as per the requirements of the customer? Perfectly all right, right? Somebody is saying, I want to check for the videos. Okay, I want to check for the videos. Okay, fine. Admin or user can search for a video. They can go and search for a video, right? As a user, I will watch the video and make it like. So that's another thing. So admin or user can watch the video. And okay, let's do one thing. Watching is one different scenario. Liking, not liking is a different scenario. Can we split that? So now if you're fine splitting in that, because it's not a single scenario, right? So I can say admin or user can like a video. That's another thing. What else you can do? Throw your ideas, guys. Just keep on. Share the video. How would you share the video is you will just share the URL, right? So uh, okay, let's, before we miss out, somebody saying we can comment it also, right? Administrator or user can comment on a video. That's perfectly all right. Okay, somebody saying play a video, we didn't see it. Watch a video. I've already written watch a video or a play video. Okay, probably watch a video or play a video. Okay, I'm telling you guys, you are doing a fantastic job. Just keep on throwing the ideas. See, this is the idea. If so many minds put together, brainstorming happens, you will get so many scenarios. If I am the only one go and sit right, probably I may not think through all the scenarios. If only one of you go sit in a corner and write the scenarios, you may not think through. That's the whole idea about the teamwork. Okay, and that's the same exactly you're going to do in the QLI project that we do after the sessions. We'll form into groups. As a groups, you'll work together. Probably again the similar kind of a mechanism. You may meet on a go-to meeting, you may meet on a Skype, discussing your ideas and do the project. Okay. uh, okay, somebody saying admin can okay, share the video on WhatsApp by giving the URL, Facebook, Twitter, etc. Okay, that's one thing. um, Okay, I can upload my, yeah, any video. I'm not talking. So Vijay is saying I can upload my pet dog trick. I'm not really talking about the content of it, please. So content, any video you should be able to upload for that matter. Okay, any video of, I mean, okay, somebody saying very interesting. Swati, admin can delete a video. Yeah, perfectly all right. I think somebody also said previous. Ashwin also said the same thing. Admin, only admin, right? Admin can delete a video. Okay. More ideas, please. Anything else we can do? Actually, I'm writing in a very random order. That is how it will happen when you're doing it for the first time. After that, we'll segregate into proper thing. Uh, okay, admin can suspend. Okay, for example, some admin thinks video content is not so good, or he wanted to suspend. I'm not really sure about this feature is there or not. I'm just writing it. Admin can suspend a video from watching by others. Okay, perfectly all right. Remove, delete is same. Ankur is also saying that we can remove. I think we have already covered about it. Length of a video. Okay. So Rocky is saying one interesting thing. Admin or this application can have certain restriction that if the video size is going beyond certain thing, probably we may not want it to upload. Okay. So uh, videos of size. I really don't know the size that it can accept. Let's say some X GB, okay, GB or MB, videos of size greater than X GB, let's say, greater than X GB cannot be uploaded. Okay, that's one thing that we wanted to put it as a restriction. Okay, anything else? User can download a video. Okay, I don't think so that is there, but user can download a video, for example. Some operation on video like commenting, you're saying, liking it, right? Okay, fine. I think you have guys given good amount of scenarios for now. Okay, but if you see, they are kind of, I mean, whatever the idea that you have just throw it on chart, I typed it. Can we segregate them in a much better way? Test scenarios, uh, probably by admin role. We'll segregate them. Okay, one thing, what admin can do, and let's do a better job by segregating it like what test scenarios for a user role. Okay, let's do this way. First one, administrator can upload a video that only admin can do it, right? Admin or user can watch a video, right? So here let's do like this. User can watch a video, and here admin can watch a video, right? Search for a video. User can also search for a video, admin can also search for a video, and admin or user can watch it. So let's do it like this. User can watch or play a video here. So I'm writing separately for admin and separately for user, so that you would know how many. See, if you write it like this, for example, let's say does anybody see any problem writing like this? Admin slash user can play a video. Can anybody foresee any problem that's going to happen in the future? Or tell me one thing, will that result into one test case or two test cases? I think that should give you an idea. If I write a scenario, admin slash user can like a video, will that be a single test case or two test cases? So two test cases. One, I have to log in as an admin and do that check. Second, I have to log out and log in as a normal user and do that test case. So two test cases it will result, right? If I don't estimate properly how much time it is going to take, yeah, I have to do it separately. If I don't estimate properly and while executing I have realized, oh, I have two test cases to execute, but I estimated only for one test case, my schedule will be a problem, my testing will be a problem. That's why let's try to make it as much as separate different scenarios, and then we can write different test cases. Fine. Okay. Yeah, you can keep on brainstorming it, think about those scenarios. You can do offline what you can actually do it. I'm just building on whatever you have given so far. Okay, admin can like a video, user can also like a video, user can comment on a video, administrator can also comment on a video, right? Share the video on WhatsApp, anybody can do it. I'm putting it here also. What about admin can delete a video? Do you think the user can do that? Row number 8, admin can delete a video. You think it will be applicable for user? No, it is not applicable for user. Admin can suspend a video from watching by others. Row number 9, you think user can do it? No. Video size of greater than cannot be uploaded. You think user can do that? No, right? User can download a video. Admin or user can download a video. Yes, user can. I mean, I'm not really sure about that feature, it is there or not. I have to explore that basically. But here, if at all that feature is there, then you will say admin can download a video, user can download a video. Okay, somebody saying user can delete his or her own uploaded video. I think we have written that. In fact, admin, no, user cannot upload at all. Ankur, user cannot upload at all. So there is no question of deleting it. Okay, only admin can add and he can delete anything for that matter. Not only his. Admin is an admin. He is an administrator or super user for the entire system. Okay, he can do anything. Okay, now any questions on forming the scenarios? This is just the scenarios. And can any of you say, are we done with the scenarios, guys? For the new project that we got, for the new requirement that we got, are we done with the scenarios? Can anybody say, are we missing out anything? Okay, so everybody's saying no, no, no. Okay, we are done with only animals, right? What about the other one? We need, okay, no, I'm talking, forget about test cases, Ashwin. I'm talking about scenarios only. We have to do that for funny category also. So what will you do? Same thing pretty much. You do a copy paste and this you would say for the category of funny, right? Who writes the test scenarios? Sonal has a question. Can anybody answer? Can anybody would like to answer? Who will write the test scenarios? She asked, her question is straightforward. Who write the scenarios? Let me ask the question again, Sonal. Is it user scenarios or test scenarios? See, I want to put some questions that you guys will think at the very fundamental level, basic level. Okay. Okay. Sonal has asked test scenarios. Okay. She is not talking about user scenarios. She's talking about only test scenario. Can any of you say now who will write the test scenarios, guys? Yes, it is we will write. There is nobody is going to help us. We are the one. Testers are the one you will be writing it. If you are a tester, you will be writing it. Does it answer your question, guys? You have to write it. Test lead is not going to write. If somebody said test lead is not going to write. Can anyone guess what test lead can do at this time? Suppose you are all the testers and I'm a test lead. What I'm going to do it? Somebody Raki is saying monitor. Rather, I would say he is going to review. Right word to use in testing terminologies. I'm going to review your test cases, whether you are writing it correctly or not. That is what, yeah, check, review. That is what test lead will do because he is an experienced. He might have come across similar kind of projects. So he's going to review whether you are covering everything or not, but he's not going to write for you. Okay. One more thing then can happen. For example, there are two testers in the team, and test lead can do like this. I will give one category to one person, I another give another category for another person. That's what test lead can do. So basically breaking down the tasks, allocating the tasks to the individual test engineer is a job of the test lead. And when you write some deliverables, reviewing them is a job of the reviewing them is a job of the test lead, right? Of course, doing a test plan, uh, whether we should do only functional testing or should we do non-functional testing also, when we should start testing, when we should complete the testing, all that. No, I'm trying to answer one of the question. That test lead job, planning the activities is a test lead job. Perfectly all right. Somebody saying, I think Shweta said test plan. Yeah, that's a job of the. You will come to know all these as we move. But since we got the situation, I'm trying to explain. Testers will write, test lead will review them. Okay, so we have to segregate the scenario separately for animals category and separately for funny category, because if you just write only for animals category and then if you say I will just repeat the same thing when I come for the second one, that's not going to help. It is always better to write them separately and then write the separate test cases for them also. Of course, it is not 100% coverage. I just gave you 5 minutes of time in which whatever the scenarios you told, I just put them across here. But if you do a much more brainstorm, you will get more scenarios. That's when I would say it's a more coverage, better coverage. I'm sure at this moment, definitely we have missed out some of the scenarios. I'm not saying that we have 100% covered everything, but whatever the timeline, the 5 minutes of time, what we can think through, we have got all this. Any questions on the scenarios, guys? Can we move ahead into the test cases? Are you good at this moment with the scenarios? Test lead will review the test cases all the times. Yes, he will review the test cases all the time. Okay, there are two types of reviews. Let me just tell you. One is review by your lead. Okay, review by test lead. That is also important. But before even you go to the lead, okay, what you should do is you ask review by peer. Okay, you should ask review by peer. What is review by peer? For example, there are two testers in this project. You have written the test cases. You ask the other person in your team who has a similar or more experience, who has similar experience to you or little bit more experience to you or little bit less. Definitely not less, I would prefer similar or more. You ask the other person to review your scenarios. And what you should do, you should review his scenarios, his or her scenarios. That concept is called peer review. Review by peer, or actual word in software industry, we call it as peer review. Before even you do that, what you should do is you should do a self review. Okay, first thing is self review. You have done something, you have completed something, you take time out and then review yourself whether you have covered everything or not. Definitely when you do review, you will find some mistakes, or you may feel that no, I have not covered everything, I have to add more scenarios, or this scenario is not correct, I have to correct it. So you'll do that. After that, go to peer, any of your member, any of your team member. You could do that by setting up a meeting. It's called a formal review. You can send a meeting request to him, seek his permission, when he will be available, what time he will be available. So take out some 30 minutes of his time, ask him to review a test cases. If you do that formal way, it's called formal review meeting. If he's very close to you, hey, just go and, hey guy, how are you doing? Do you have some 10 minutes of time? Would you like to review my test cases? Just grab out his time on a random basis when he is free, and go get the things done. That is called informal review. Okay, Shweta has a question. Can the scenarios always be positive or they can be negative as well? So actually it should be both. Okay, but I wanted to do that negative thinking or writing the negative in the test cases level. At this moment, we have just thought through some scenarios. Okay, for example, here, what do you mean by negative? I'll give one example. Let's say, uh, the scenario for admin can upload a video. Let's say, let's take this. Admin can delete a video. This is a scenario. Can anybody say what is the negative scenario for this, guys? This is a positive scenario. Admin can delete a video. That's a positive scenario. Can anybody say what is the negative scenario for that? A simple negative statement for that. Okay, the statement is admin can delete a video. That is a positive scenario in my application. What is a negative to for that? So far I got only one answer. I think Preeti. Nobody else can do that. That non-admins cannot delete a video. That is what is a negative scenario for it. You guys accept it? No, Preeti, I think the first answer what you said was correct. Now you're saying it is deleted by somebody else. It's totally different thing. No, the scenario what we're talking about is admin can delete a video. The negative scenario for that is a non-admin cannot delete a video. Whether he's a user, whether he's a super user, whether he's a read-only user, I don't care. If there are multiple roles, nobody else can delete a video except an admin can delete it. That's a negative scenario. So what you should do, you should log in as an admin and try out deleting a video. It should work. You should log in as a non-admin like a user and try out for a delete. You should get a warning. Only admins can delete a video. You cannot delete a video. Then system is working fine. That is what we wanted to test. Okay. So at this moment, I'm not getting into negative scenarios yet. We'll do that directly in the test cases. Is that fine? Okay, let me complete this explanation, then we will move ahead. Okay, so review by peer, you could ask him official timing and do that as a formal. Uh, just as a friendly, you can go sit beside his or her desk and ask him to review. That's called informal review. After you do your self review, after you do your peer level review, now you ask your boss, your lead officially, hey, can you review the scenarios that I have preferred? Then he will go review each one of them. Probably he can comment, hey, you have not covered negative scenarios, right? Or you have not done the complete coverage of them. Can you think of more scenarios? Can you add more scenarios? I don't think this is 100% coverage. So you can give some comments and then you will come back and work on them. How many maximum scenarios on one categories can be possible? Let's say in animals, we did 10 here. No, I mean, so that's the, this there's no way at just level by looking at that I can tell you at this moment, no, you should add another 10. Or like Siddhi has a question, how many maximum scenarios on categories can be possible? For that, people have to brainstorm. I cannot just say in 5 minutes you will get another 10, but if I sit for 1 hour on that, I would probably come to know another 5 or 6 or 10. But after thinking through with my experience, with my user requirements that I have understood, probably that's the list, that's the maximum list. Let's say I got 20 scenarios. But if you, let's say without any experience, you started sitting and analyze, probably you may come up with only 5 scenarios. Somebody middle experience might come up with some 10 scenarios, whereas I'm coming with 20 scenarios, where actual user can have 25 scenarios. So that is one tricky part in testing. So it comes with an experience. As you do more, you will get with an experience. And there are some techniques to help us in doing that. That's what is black box testing techniques and everything, which will help us in not missing out any of the cases while writing. Actually, in a very technical terminology, Siddhi, the question that you're asking, it's called test case effectiveness, how effectively you're writing your test scenarios and test cases. So that effectiveness should reach to the close of 100%, but how you define that 100%, it comes with an experience. Okay. Okay, guys. So are you guys good with the scenarios? Can we move ahead to the test cases? We'll pick up 1 or 2 scenarios and start building the test cases. Are you guys good? Or you have any questions at this moment? I'm happy to take a bit if you have any questions. Okay, let me give one more example, totally out of context, as a general example so that you can understand it better. Suppose you walk in into an ATM machine, let's say, a general question. See, this is what happens when you go for an interview, right? I do, for example, I'm an interviewer and you're a candidate. I don't want to really spend 10-15 minutes of my time showing you the project that I am running it, explaining you the requirements of this project and asking you to write test cases. Some interviewers will do that. I myself have done it some time back. I used to take a printout of my project copy, put it in front of the candidate, and explain the project about it for five minutes, and ask him to come up with the test cases and scenarios. I did in my interviews. But if I'm in a time crunch, let's say I have to judge I have to judge one can. There are, like, we are kind of conducting a weekend drives here, let's say, and I don't have much time to go in a very luxury way interviewing a candidate. I have to quickly judge somebody in first 15-20 minutes whether he can be work for me or not. So what I'll do, I don't waste my time in explaining about my project and all. I'll pick up something that the candidate and myself knows, like you and me knows, let's say, which is something that everybody knows. For example, it could be a Facebook application, it could be a Gmail application, it could be an ATM application. I'll pick up something that is everybody familiar, and then what I will do, I will ask to give me the scenarios on that, or I'll ask to give me the test cases on that. Okay, so from that, that's how generally the interviewers will go. Okay, let's pick it up, an ATM application. Okay, anytime money application. Think of from ATM perspective, what are the different scenarios that you think you as a user can do there? Start listing out the scenarios. I'm sure everybody is familiar, used hundreds of times, thousands of times. What is that machine or system can allow you to do? User can withdraw money, somebody is saying withdrawal of money. ATM machine should be able to recognize. Preeti, can you elaborate on that point? Deposit money. Somebody saying deposit money. Somebody saying transfer the money. Somebody saying read the card. Okay, read the card. You're saying. Okay, person. Okay, checking balancing. Okay, checking account number. Check account number. System authorize and authentication transaction. Providing options. Okay, take out cash. Nothing but withdrawal. Okay. Okay, majority of you said, okay, I will erase it later. Most of you said I should be able to withdraw. Okay, that's one thing. Okay, ability to change the pin number. Okay, change pin number. Somebody said ATM machine should allow me to change pin number. Okay, yeah, withdrawal. Somebody said single transaction, multiple transactions, those are the different test cases. Okay, withdrawal is a scenario. Okay, somebody's saying check balance. I should be able to check the balance. Okay, print a receipt. Okay, print a mini statement. Can I say that? Print a mini statement. First you need to swipe card. Okay, swipe card and authorize, or authenticate rather, that you are a valid user. Okay, authenticate, spelling is wrong. Okay, authenticate. Okay, no, somebody's, okay, what I'm saying is changing the pin number. Somebody is saying valid pin number. You go to an ATM machine to check whether you are, okay, valid pin number or not. Actually, it comes in test case. My question is very simple. When you as a user go to an ATM machine, what are all you'll do? The scenarios. Okay, whatever you told until now, they are correct. Okay, yeah, I can do something related to, okay, so these are now withdraw, change pin number, balance, blah, blah, blah. Now somebody is saying I can do this for a savings account. I can do this for a current account. Okay, it is as good as different roles that we're talking about in our application, right? Savings account, current, as good as talking about a funny category, talking about a animals category. Similarly, you have a savings category, current accounts category, right? Okay. Okay, somebody is saying I can deposit a check also. Perfectly all right. Let's take that. Deposit check. Okay. But through the ATM machine you can do it, or there is a check drop box you're talking about? If there is a side by check drop box, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the machine, the software, ATM machine software. Okay, somebody saying bill payments. I have not tried this yet, but there is a possibility that you can do. Okay. Okay, somebody saying I can check payments through machine. Okay, if you have seen that kind of machine, well and good, you can do that. See, nowadays ATM machine is no more an ATM machine. It's a small mini bank, right? You all know that. I can do almost all my banking transactions there. Okay, so good. I mean, we talked about these are the different scenarios that I can do. In fact, you have missed out some of them. That's fine. If I say like I think I've covered the mini statement. I can change my PIN number. I think I've covered well. I can check my balance. I can withdraw. I can swipe and authenticate is a pre-step to do any of them. Actually, it's not a scenario. I don't go to just an ATM machine, swipe and say hi and buy and then I come back. No, I really don't want to do that, right? That's like a pre-step to do any of these things. So that let's remove that from a scenario. You guys agree with that? Swipe and authenticate is a step and I don't go to an ATM machine to do that step and come back. Yeah, let's remove that. Okay. Somebody saying changing address and all, that's fine. Okay, let's assume these are all the scenarios. Same way, when any application is given to you, when any project is given to you, you should be able to think this kind of angle. What are the different scenarios a user can do? Those will be normally given to you in the form of user scenarios. From test angle, you will also think about it, test scenarios. I hope you all understand the definition of test scenario. Test scenario is typically a scenario that we wanted to test, which will be normally done by the user on the system. Okay, let's pause it here for today. Then what I will do in the next class, we'll pick up one or two scenarios from here and then we'll write the test cases. Okay, but meanwhile, to get into the testing attitude, to build the testing attitude, what you should do is from now onwards, any website that you browse, any application that you browse, or any software or any video game that you play, any social networking site that you visit, think from a testing angle. How do you think the testers have been tested this? How many scenarios they would have thought through? Just think from that angle, both positive and negative. You know what are the qualities of a test engineer that you should have? What kind of an attitude that you should have? Can anybody say? This is one of the quality that we say. You should have a attitude test to break. You should have a test to break attitude where you are getting the salary to break the software. I told you in the last session, right? And somebody is saying, okay, so Gayatri has one question. Do we always have to write test scenarios before we write? It is always better to write, but sometimes you may not have that luxury time. You may not have that much amount of time. In that case, what happens? You think that scenario in your mind and write the test cases for sure. And again, I'm telling you, with an experience, you'll automatically get this in your mind. Since I'm doing it for the first time in this project, I'm kind of starting with basics, but automatically these kind of scenarios will come in your mind when you get into the test attitude. Okay, you'll directly write the test cases. That is also fine. Okay, another attitude that tester should have is that negative thinking. Did anybody say this? You should have a negative thinking. So don't take me wrong. As long as you are on the job, you should have negative thinking also. If you do only positive thinking for the application, if you think, yeah, if I upload the video, it will upload. What is there in that? No. Try and test. Try and test and confirm. Think like, yeah, you should get into the shoes of a non-technical user who will use your system. Then only you will be able to do justice to that application. Think like a non-technical person goes to a software and try to use it. Think from those angles, then you can actually do much better job of testing. Get into the shoes of the user. You consider yourself as a user of that system, right? So somebody is saying what skill set tester should have. If you're talking about skills, that's what we are learning here. It's all about how do you come with an approach, how do you write scenarios, how do you write test cases, how to write test cases, what is the format you'll use, that kind of skills you'll learn, manual testing skills. The moment you go to automation, you will be repeating the same kind of testing again and again and again. So doing it manually will be boring job. So you take use of some automation tools available in the market and try to do that. Yeah, you should think like a user. Uh, if you think only positive way, it's not going to be sufficient. You should think negatively also. Example, for example, I have a simple, I think there's a last example for today. Uh, just consider you have a login form, right? Simple login form. You'll enter user ID, you'll enter password, and you have OK button here, and you have cancel button here. Okay. What will happen when I enter OK button if I give a valid and valid? If I give a valid username, valid password, and click on OK button, what should happen? It should accept login and give me the access to the page. What should happen when I click on cancel button? What should happen when I click on the cancel button? It should cancel the page, it should go back to my previous page, or it should not log in, something like that. So, but unless you test both of them, unless you test OK button, unless you test cancel button, don't assume, yeah, cancel will cancel only. No. Think about a situation. Let's say one of the developer with a half mind on that day, or with a not a proper mood, he has written the code of OK button code, he has given it to cancel button, copy paste, and the code of cancel button he has given to the OK button. How it will work? In a not a proper mode, the developer has written the code which is supposed to write for the OK button. He has written for the cancel button, which is supposed to write for cancel button. He has written for OK button. How will it work? Exactly opposite way, right? Exactly opposite. What is mean by Preeti? It won't means he will not write, or it won't work, you're saying. So Preeti is saying it won't. What does that mean? Developers don't do mistakes, or application won't work? It won't work properly, right? So when I click on the OK button, it will cancel. When I click on the cancel button, it will proceed. So that's why, even though he's a very close friend of you, developer, you know him very well, he comes from a top technological university, whatever it is, you should never go with that bias. Unless you test both positive and negative scenarios, you cannot confirm whether this application is working or not. So that kind of an attitude you should have. Okay. So with that, we'll take a pause here in today's session. We have just built the scenarios on the project that we wanted to continue. Yeah, and we'll write the test cases and everything in the next session. Okay, that's where we'll talk about. We'll take one or two scenarios from each of them. We'll write into the test cases. Then we'll go about executing them. And if we find any discrepancies, we'll see where to log, how to log defects and everything. That's what we're going to do in the next session. So with that, guys, have a good weekend. See you in the next session for writing the test cases on this project. So have a good morning, good evening, wherever you're from.